I'm the best. I'm the best. I'm the very, very best. Boom, we're live. What's up? What's up? John Melton coming to you live with another episode of Money Monday. And look, anytime you're about to do a live video, you got to psych yourself into it. I'm the best. I'm the best. I'm the very, very best. I love going live. I'm going to crush it. I'm going to rock this ish. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, what's up, Ken Walls over there on Periscope? We are live on Periscope, which is actually now Twitter. We're live on Facebook. We're live on YouTube. What's up, y'all? I'm excited to share this conversation with you. And I'm excited because we just came off of our biggest financial month of our career. We just literally had our biggest payday of our network marketing career. And the amount of money we're making right now, you know, the success we're having did not happen overnight. Right? This is something that we've been building towards for years and years and years and years. And we're just so freaking grateful we didn't quit. We are so grateful for the people in our life, the investments we made over the years in our business and ourselves and our personal development, the decisions we made, right? All the things. And that's how this happened. That's how we just came off our biggest month ever. Last month, we just had our biggest payday ever because we get paid on the 15th. And we also got this big like quarterly bonus. Anyway, it's exciting. We feel grateful, but we want to give back. We're always giving back. And if you've gotten any value from following myself, Nadia, our journey over the years, let us know in the comments. Share this broadcast. In fact, we're going to give away some things today. I meant to grab some things and I forgot because we were excited about this conversation and I didn't grab what I wanted to grab. I wanted to grab one of our 90-day trackers. Okay, we could give away. Okay. So we're going to give away some 90-day trackers to those of you that are sharing the broadcast. We're going to give away, what else are we going to give away? The ATM Business Academy. So we're going to give away some things you can win if you're sharing, you're tagging, you're engaging. I might even do some Q&A today because I'm going to give you some tips. I'm going to give you some advice, but I'm going to keep it short. And then I'm going to get into some Q&A because I really want to give back. You know, we're just so grateful. Man, we've been through the ringer over the years. We've seen the good, the bad, and the ugly in this profession, and it wasn't always easy. How many of us can agree if it's easy, it's sleazy? It's meant to be hard. You're meant to have experiences that are challenging to help you grow, right? How do you grow a muscle, right? How do you grow yourself? It's through the process of pain and struggle, right? You're going to feel sore sometimes. That's how we develop, right? I had to build up my hustle muscle. I had to develop some thick skin over the years. I had to pivot many times in my network marketing career and even in business just in general. Like when we invested in real estate, right, Nadia?
Yes.
What did we do wrong? We bought at the peak of the market. We bought high and we sold low. We lost $1 million in real estate. That was a lesson learned. That was a lesson learned. And you learn through these challenges, right? You have these experiences, these not so great experiences, but you become a better leader. You become a better business person because of it, right? I'm a better business person today, a better leader, a better businessman because of all that adversity. So I'm going to go through some things with you today. I think you're going to love it. Keely says the ATM Business Academy is amazing. Yeah, I just had someone reach out to me earlier today and said they're having their most success right now because they're using the ATM system, which, you know, this is a system that we created several years ago, along with other leaders inside of our network marketing company. And it was just such a simple way to expose people to the products and opportunity. So that's why we created the ATM Business Academy to help those of you inside of your network marketing companies. Obviously, we always like to keep it generic. We always talk just in general about network marketing because I know a lot of people are in different companies and they share our content with their teams. And we just want to make sure you understand that these courses we create, the trainings we put out there is to help you inside of your network marketing company get better results, have better duplication, so you can go from average to savage, so you can have your best financial year ever, so you can go out there and create the success that you desire. And this is actually our 90-day tracker here. So I'm going to give away some of these. Let's have some fun. Those of you that are sharing, those of you that are tagging people, let me know in the comments. This will help you go on a 90-day run. How many of you want to go on a 90-day run and you want to create some epic results in your business? You know, we talk marketing and prospecting inside of the 90-day tracker and give you some really good tips. on generating leads and attracting people to you. We talk about branding yourself versus branding your company. And we also have some really good training on how to build and crush on social media inside of this 90-day tracker. We give you our prospecting formula, our posting formula. We help you build relationships. How many sort of agree? Oops, which way am I going here? How many sort of agree building relationships is kind of a big deal, right? In some companies, they actually call network marketing relationship marketing, which is true, Help you overcome objections like a boss. Anyway, it's phenomenal. There's also monthly accountability. You know, we did our Saturday team call on Saturday, and there was a woman on there that's absolutely crushing it right now, bringing in people left and right. Not only is she crushing it, her team's crushing it. She's actually experienced in the profession, but she's new to our company, new to our team. And she said the tracker has been the one game changer for her to just keep track of what she does every single day to move her business forward. We also have a follow-up book in the back. Isn't that cool? So you can keep track of all your exposures, everybody you're ATMing. Anyway, let's give away some things. Okay, so who's sharing? Who's tagging? I'm just going to close my eyes and randomly pick someone, okay? I'm not going to close my eyes, but I'm going to look away. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Boom. First one I see. I'm a Falkinger. All right, so you are the winner of the 90-day tracker. So here's what I need you to do. Send an email to support@mylifestyleacademy.com. I think Kyle's on here too. He'll respond with the details, but you'll send an email to our support team, include your address, and we'll ship you one. Let's give away an ATM Business Academy to those of you that are sharing. Danielle Henderson says she loves the tracker. Paulina says, I want it, please. Look at all you guys sharing the love, baby, on Money Monday. Jennifer shared. All right. All right, Kyle, you're on, so you can help out Ima. Okay, so let me pick one more for the ATM Business Academy. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Boom. First person I see shared. Ooh, I stopped the comments. Oh, no. Okay, here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. First one that I see. Erin Pepper Burrows. She just tagged somebody. I think I missed her. Erin, I missed you. Okay, there we go. Erin Pepper Burrows. Boom. So you're going to get access to our ATM Business Academy for free. This is a $197 course on our website. So send an email to support@mylifestyleacademy.com. So I see all of you sharing to your teams. Do you offer a digital form for the tracker? Tammy, we do not at this time. Jennifer, thanks for sharing. Amy, you're the bomb. Diggity. What's up, Christina? How we doing? Stephanie shared. Okay, cool. So let's get into it. So I'm going to give you some insights that we learned just from experiencing our biggest financial month ever, our biggest payday just recently. I'm going to share some lessons with you, and I'll do some Q&A at the end. So the first thing that I think is really important, your ego is not your amigo. Write that down. Your ego is not your amigo. And this was the first tip, the first lesson. So when I first got involved in network marketing, I will admit, smash the hard button if you can relate to this. I had a little bit of an ego. I did. I came in, I thought, I can figure this thing out. Like, I went to some of the trainings and they were saying how you need to work on yourself, personal development. And I was like, that's just phooey. Like, I don't need to do that stuff. I'm just going to bring humans. I'm going to recruit, I'm going to bring people. They were like, you need to, overcome your fears, and you need to, learn how to be a speaker and be a great communicator. You need to learn all these skills, and you got to work on positivity, and you need to learn to do all these things that I didn't see value in. I just thought, I'm just going to bring people. I'll just figure it out. I'll earn while I learn, which, that was a good mindset to have, right? Because it is true. When you get involved in a business like this, you don't need to be an expert. You don't need to have an understanding of how the products work. You don't need to understand everything about the compensation plan. You don't need to have it's not like you have to go to school for years to become an expert, right? Like, if you want to be a lawyer, you got to go to law school. You get involved in network marketing, dude, you could literally start making profits day one, week one, month one. If you want to be a lawyer going to law school, how long does it take before you start earning income? Right? Years. Doctors, right? Or forget that. What if it's just like an accountant? You got to go to school for 4 years, right? You go get a degree in communications. Like, that's what I was going to go to school for. to get a degree in communications. Like, think about that for a second. Luckily, I didn't go, but do you think I've figured out how to communicate? You think I do a decent job at communicating, right? Or I could have gone to school for marketing. Do you think we've done a pretty good job mastering how to market online? So the point is, in a business like this, you do earn while you learn, but sometimes we come to the table with some baggage, right? We come to the table, especially those of us that have maybe been successful in other things, right? Like my second time around in network marketing, I was more successful that second time around. I'd made a lot of money in the mortgage industry. So I started getting a little bit of an ego, right? I thought I could recruit anybody. I saw some of the people that were talking on stage, and I don't think it's bad to have confidence, right? You just don't want to have arrogance. So I remember seeing some of the people on stage, and I thought, man, if they can do it, I can do it. Like I've been crushing it in mortgages. Like I'm much better at being in business for myself. I'm a better businessman now. I'm smarter. I'm making all this money. And I recruited a whole bunch of people, but it fell apart pretty quickly. Why? Because I was just recruiting. I wasn't leading. Make sense? I was still having my hesitations and my holdups on presenting and speaking, and I was still really nervous to get in front of the room back then. And look, it's one of those things where we all have baggage, we all have excuses, right? And I remember one of my first mentors, she would always say, "You can make money or make excuses, but you can't do both." So anytime I'd come to her with an issue, a situation, what I'm saying, it was always like, "Is that an excuse?" Right? Or is that a result? Is that an excuse or a result? So I had to really work on myself in that first company, but then it went out of business. So I kind of went back to my old ways. I went into mortgages, made a whole bunch of money, right? Again, started getting an ego once again, right? Your ego is not your amigo. And I started thinking, hey, I got this thing again figured out, right? I'm making all this money. And I had to humble myself. And even still today, I do my best to continue the learning process. Like I actually get inspired from my team. I learn a lot from my team. I don't just learn from experts and people that are, writing books and people that are, experts in their field, right? I'm learning from people I literally work with, right? I'm learning not just, how to do certain things, but I'll learn, how they're experiencing something, and I'm getting a takeaway of like how I need to help them work through that. And I'm learning how to learn, if that makes some sense, still today, right? I'm still learning how to deal with different situations, different personalities. So if I'm still learning and I'm still growing, and even some of the biggest and best network marketing trainers, leaders, right? People that are inside this space of marketing period, like all the big influencers you follow, a lot of them are very humble. A lot of them are students. Now, some of them are super arrogant, right? Some of them think their stuff doesn't stink, if you know what I'm saying, right? Those are the people that typically end up making big mistakes, right? They end up biting off more than they can chew because they think they're invincible. And I think one thing that's been really good for us is I always remember where I came from. I remember what it was like to be new. I remember what it was like to struggle. I remember what it was like to be broke. And that's helped me immensely over the years. So I continue to learn. I continue to pay attention. I continue to be a student of the profession that I'm in. So I think this is important. Also, another thing, this is tip number 2, you've got to simplify to multiply. And I talk about this a lot, but some of us, we get caught up in multiple streams of income, or we get caught up learning from too many people or trying to learn too much. It's like we're wanting to learn TikTok, LinkedIn, Facebook, all at the same time. And you bite off more than you can chew. And it's really a problem inside of our profession where people just get so fixated on learning and reading and studying. And there's so much information out there, right? There's so much information. There's all these courses and books and programs, and they get so caught up in trying to figure it all out. And I got to tell you, when we started to really focus on our network marketing business, right? Because look, we were building a personal brand. We had all these income streams, but it was so hard to scale 4 or 5 businesses at one time, right? So we ended up hitting a ceiling and plateauing in all these different businesses and realizing, man, I've got to simplify. I got to focus. How many of us ever heard the book, like The One Thing, where you focus on that one thing and you get that cranking, you get that dialed in. And once that's really rocking, then you can start diversifying. Then you can start branching out and starting other things. I think this is so freaking important. The other thing too, that I think is important is for you to simplify in the sense that, when you're bringing on new people, right? Your systems, your training, you've got to simplify. Sometimes I see leaders overtraining their teams, right? They're doing Zooms all the time. They're going live in their group and they're just overtraining people. And it becomes overwhelming, not just for you as the leader, but it also becomes overwhelming for your team. They can't constantly absorb all that information. You're not even giving them time to implement. Does that make sense? How many of us smash the heart button if you've been caught up in over learning or over teaching, right? You got a team of 10 people or a team of 100 people, and you're like training and training and training, and it's just way too much. So you've got to simplify to multiply. You've got to focus on the one thing. You've got to get smarter, create tools. Like inside of our team Facebook group, we have resources. We have training that people can tag their new social marketers in this training. So that way we don't have to constantly explain the same things over and over again, right? So I'm just telling you, you got to simplify and you've got to focus, because when you get so caught up in trying to do too much at once, that's where the overwhelm kicks in, right? Kara Moss, thanks for sharing. I appreciate it. Yeah, those of you that are sharing, let me know in the comments. If you're tagging people, let me know. Let me give away another 90-day tracker. Who wants to go on a 90-day run? I'll give away one more. So if you're sharing, drop the word share in the comments. If you're tagging people, let me know. Exactly. Information overload. You get information constipation, as Nadia says. Right? That's right, Maggie. A lot of us do that. We overteach. And, it's like you do three training videos this week for your team. Meanwhile, they haven't even finished the first training video that was 20 minutes long, right? Like if it's little short, like 2-minute training videos, 5 minutes, that's one thing. But if you're expecting your team to get on every training call, plug into every training Zoom, like that's where people, what happens? They feel like they can't keep up. So maybe the business isn't for them because they're just a part-timer. They're not wanting to put that much time and effort into the business. Okay. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Boom. Ashley McElroy, you just won the 90-day tracker. So Ashley, send an email to support@mylifestyleacademy.com. An email to support@mylifestyleacademy.com. Include your address and we'll ship you a 90-day tracker. The other thing that I wrote down, it's a process. So don't put too much pressure on yourself. If you're super high strung and impatient, you need to adjust that mindset. So I see people that get involved in network marketing. They get real excited. How many of us are like this? How many of us are impatient? Smash the heart button. Let me know if you're like me. I was very impatient with my results. I was very impatient with, like when I started doing videos on social media and put myself out there. I'm like, when am I going to start generating leads? When am I going to find people like me? When am I going to find some better quality humans? And I started getting really frustrated because I wanted things to happen faster. I would bring people in and they wouldn't do anything. And still to this day, I'll be honest, still to this day, I get upset by that. I get upset. Why? Because I don't want to bring someone in and they fail. I don't want to bring someone in and they don't win. I don't want to bring someone into my business and they go, that thing didn't work. Or, John didn't support me. John didn't help me. Like I still to this day, I don't like to see people quit. I don't like to see people fail. Let me know in the comments if you can relate to this. But, the truth is, you can't make people do the work, right? You can lead a horse to water, can't make them drink. You can't force people to take action. And unfortunately, there are a lot of people out there that are tire kickers. There's a lot of people out there that get involved. They get their hopes up. They get excited. They buy the products. They join the team. But 30 days later, they haven't done anything, right? 60 days later, they're not very active. 90 days later, they're quitting, right? They're quitting. Why? Because who knows? They couldn't overcome their fears, right? They put out a curiosity post. They got crickets. Who knows? Who cares? But you can't get frustrated so easily. You have to do your best to keep your posture, your composure, to eat. Look, even if you talk to 25 people in a row and they all say no, you got to keep talking to people. You just have to keep going. And look, the challenge is to stay positive, right? The challenge is to continue talking to people, even if you just got told no 25 times in a row. You enrolled 10 people in the last 60 days and none of them did anything. You can't allow that to prevent you from talking to more people, right? A lot of people are jaded because of this profession because, they built a team, they went out and had some success, some mild success. Maybe they even had big success. And they know what they had to do that first time around, and they're afraid to go all in a second time around. I talk about this all the time. They have like MLM PTSD, right? I know this happened to me. I'm like, oh my gosh, I can't imagine starting all over. I can't imagine, starting from scratch again. I can't imagine recruiting all these people and then having them quit 90 days from now. And then, they're going to blame me or they're going to blame the company. And then I got to deal with that negativity. But I just kept going. Thank God I kept going. We were praying every day. We were working on ourselves. We were doing the work in our business. We were showing up even when we didn't feel like it. Even when we weren't feeling super positive, we kept showing up and kept doing the do. And luckily, eventually, we started having breakthroughs. And by the way, just because we started making money and seeing success, like it took us 7 years to finally fire our boss and go full-time in network marketing. Just because we went full-time didn't mean now it's easy, right? It didn't mean like, okay, no more problems. We have a problemless business. No, that's not the case. In fact, we worked really hard from 2008 to 2013 with one company in particular. And we got burnt out. We got super burnt out because we were out every night doing freaking meetings. We were on the phone every day, all day doing three-way calls, follow-up calls, role-playing the script. Hey, Bobby, how's your meeting looking for Thursday night? Oh, okay, great. Well, listen, that's awesome. You got a few people confirmed. Bobby, why don't you go ahead and invite me? Let me hear your invitation script. Go ahead. Let me hear your invitation script. Ring, ring, ring. Hello. And we'd literally be role-playing the script. That's what we would do to people, by the way. We go, ring, ring, ring. Hello. And we would just act as if we were the prospect. And dude, I did so many role-playing the script type calls and follow-up calls and confirmation calls, confirming people for the meetings. Like I was done with network marketing in 2013. I'm like, if I can't figure out a way to attract people to me and build my business on the interwebs, I'm done. I'm out. I'm just not going to be a network marketer. I'm going to sell info products. I'm going to be an affiliate marketer. I'll get back into sales. I literally went back and got my mortgage license. That's how burnt out I was. And nothing, look, I don't want to knock those of you that are in real estate or you're in the mortgage industry, but dude, you don't make residual income unless you own the real estate you're selling, right? If you own the real estate you're renting, you're not going to make money, right? I'm not going to make money as a mortgage banker every month they make their mortgage payment. That's how the bank gets paid. I might still be a mortgage banker if I got paid every month on their mortgage payment. That would have been nice. All right. Pap says the two best courses are offered by Jim Quick. Yeah, Jim Quick's great. He's really sharp. Anita, you remember those days. All right, Michelle Powers, thanks for sharing. So Michelle, we're going to give you access to our ATM Business Academy. Send an email to support@mylifestyleacademy.com, support@mylifestyleacademy.com. We'll give you access to our ATM Business Academy. It's a $197 course. You're going to love it. We teach you how to use Facebook groups to absolutely crush it in your business. All right. It's going to be money. You're going to get a lot of value from it. Sherry says real estate is a grind. No doubt about it. And listen, I know people that make a lot of money in real estate, and they would probably tell you that it's not a grind because it's a passion of theirs and they love it, right? I just didn't love real estate, but I love network marketing. I love working from home. I love knowing that I can finish this broadcast and go downstairs and have lunch with my kids, put my kids to bed. I'm at all my son's baseball games. He's got a big Perfect Game tournament this weekend. So Perfect Game is an organization that has like these phenomenal tournaments. And unfortunately, we had one in Orlando that got canceled because of COVID. We had one in New Jersey that I think is still happening, but they don't want teams coming up from Maryland and Virginia, stuff like that. So it's just going to be more of like a New Jersey, New York tournament. So this will be our only Perfect Game tournament, and I get to go. Why? Because I have a virtual business, because I build my business from my freaking phone. So I don't have to worry about having to be in an office or having to be on call or be on the phone the whole time, right? And to me, that's the value of building an online business. Like in the mortgage industry, I was constantly on the phone. I was constantly making calls, right? When I was building my network marketing business via this other company, I was constantly on the road, constantly on the phone, doing meetings, like telephone calls. Like I'm on my phones a lot. And when I say phones, I got one of each. People always ask me, what's better, iPhone or the Note? I have one of each, and they both have pros and cons. I like having one of each. But again, when I'm on my phone, it's like I'm on Messenger. So much easier, right? So much more efficient. So you're still going to have to work hard. There's no way to avoid the hard work. There's no way to avoid putting in the sweat equity. I'm sure we can all appreciate that. But I love the fact that when you're an online entrepreneur and you can build your business virtually anywhere that your company does business in, like if you're in 20 countries, you can do business in all 20 countries from your phone, right? From your home. To me, you just can't put a price tag on that. It's like, who cares how hard it is, how long it takes? If you can figure out how to build a business like this, it can give you total financial and time freedom. And to me, that's what was so exciting. And the last thing I wanted to share is before I answer some questions and there's so much I could talk about. I could talk about eliminating distractions. I could talk about creating systems. I could talk about culture and positivity, optimizing your money. You know, we live on less than 10% of our income. I would encourage you to have a goal to eventually get to a point of where you're living on less than 10% of your income. But I think the last thing is love. Spreading the love, loving on your people, loving on your network, right? Loving your kids, loving your parents, spreading love everywhere you go. And I'm not the kind of guy that talks about stuff like this, but there's nothing more important than loving on people and being available and expressing empathy and understanding that if you really want to be successful in your network marketing business or in whatever you're doing, you got to love it. You got to love the people you work with. Like if someone tells me, I hate people, and I've had people, I worked with a leader and she would say it all the time. Oh, I hate people. And I'm like, it's going to be hard to be successful in your network marketing company if you hate people, right? You got to love people. You got to love what you do. You got to love making a difference. Like I love showing up. I love pouring into people. I love doing trainings like this. And I got to say, like, I think one of the reasons we just had our best financial payday ever in our network marketing career, and we're making the kind of money we're making, is because we've been loving on our audience for years. We've been loving on all of you for years. Now, some of you just started following us, but if you've ever interacted with me, I'm always positive. I'm always doing my best to respond to comments. I respond to my messages in Messenger, right? Sure. I'm always in communication with my leaders. I'm always in communication with my team. And I just think this is so important. If you want to be successful, if you want to go out there and absolutely crush it in your business, you got to love on people. Love. You can't spread enough love into your organization. You can't spread enough love into your family, right? I got Nadia over here.
Oh, my
looking baby. All gorgeous. So that's it, man. Those are my tips. So look, I want to do some Q&A. Those of you that are asking questions, I'm going to give away, maybe I'll give away some cash. Ooh. Maybe I'll give away our Video and Branding Academy. Would anybody be excited to master video and brand themselves? That's another $197 program. Can I have this actually? Yeah. That'd be super duper fantastic. How would love respond? Love that I finally found my home with this company. Awesome, Nicola. It's hard to be successful without community connection. I love humans. That's awesome. Yes, you and Nadia give lots of love and you message back when you get a message. Yeah, that's it. Christina says love. That's it. Oh, yes. That's it. Jessica says, hell yeah. Mariana. Yes, me. All right, so look, I'm going to answer some questions. Here's a question. What do you believe is the most important thing to focus on every day above all else while building your business? That's a really great question. I can't say that there's just one thing, but I do think it's important to be talking to new people every day about your business and products. I mean, that's paramount. Unless you have like a massive team, like I could get away with talking to 0 new people personally, but I would be talking to my people's people. Does that make sense? Right? Because my downline is constantly putting me in chats with their prospects. So I'm always talking to new people. I'm always talking to new people, whether it's personals, right? Customers, people that I get friend requests from, new followers. It's always talking to people about your business, your products, etc. This is paramount. If your business isn't where you want it to be, you're not talking to enough people, plain and simple. And it's tough for some of us. Some of us, we're not used to talking to strangers. We've never been in a business like this before, or maybe we don't know how to reach out to people. We have training on all of this. All right. So I'm not going to get into all that right now, unless you guys really want me to. But I think it's so important to be talking to new people every day about your business, about your products. Because look, you're one new recruit away from your business taking off. You know, you find Arena Zaharov. I saw Arena was on here, right? You find someone that's really hungry. You find someone that's ready to rock and roll, somebody that wants to run. Like everything changes in your business, right? You could have, you know, hundreds of people on your team, but if you don't have anybody actually working, anybody running, anybody that's committed, anybody serious, you know, you just got to keep sorting. You're not selling, convincing, and begging people. You're sorting, right? You're sorting through the duds to find the studs. Renee says, people are my love language. I'm committed to helping people. That's awesome. New daily conversations is key. That's right. Here's a question, John Melton. How patient can you be when everyone is saying no? Well, you got to ask yourself a question. Why are people saying no? Like, what's the reason people keep saying no? Are you getting like the same objection every time? Like maybe find out, like, why are all these people saying no? I don't know who your upline is. I don't know what company you're in. I don't even know your name because it says Freedom Finders Academy TV. But, you know, maybe talk to your upline and be like, hey, listen, I've gotten like, you know, 50 no's in a row. And I feel like there's something I'm missing. There's something I'm not doing, you know? And also, are you putting your people in group chats? Like, are you introducing your prospects to your upline? Because I'm telling you, if you want to increase your close ratio, you got to get yourself out of the way. You got to get yourself out of the way. You have to introduce your prospects to other people. That's a big deal. In fact, Freedom Finders Academy TV, why don't you send an email to our support team, support@mylifestyleacademy.com. Include your PayPal. We'll send you some cashola. Yeah, Donna, that's it. Sorting, not selling. What's the most important thing to start with? I would start ATMing people to the group, Pap. Start adding people to the ATM group. How many people do you add to your new Facebook daily, says Monica? Here, I'll tell you this. I don't know how many people I add at this point, just because, again, I've got such a big business and, you know, I'm kind of in a different, you know, situation than most people, but I would recommend adding for you, Monica, 5 people a day, 5 new Facebook friends every day. Why? Because over the course of 30 days, it's 150 new friends. Like, what could you do with 150 new friends every month? Kara says, in the seasons of ebb and flow, when life is just plain hard, what is one thing you do to balance it all and be successful in each season? You know, I think it's so important to make sure you are expressing gratitude every day, right? Because the truth is, no matter how bad things are, they could always be worse. How many would agree with that? They could always be much, much worse. Like, there's people out there that would do anything to have your problems. How many of us would agree with that? There's people in third world countries or that are in a very, very bad, dark situation that would see your problems and be like, I would do anything to have your problems, your challenges. Anyway, I think it's important to understand the value in personal development, gratitude, prayer, you know, constantly working on yourself, because you have to do your best to stay positive through the adversity, whatever you're dealing with in your life. And I also think it's really important to continue working and showing up. I don't know about you all, but when I'm in like a bad place in my life or I'm dealing with some stuff, there's something just reassuring and gives me comfort when I'm working my business, right, Nadia? Like sometimes you want to get caught up in your work and you want to do stuff that kind of takes your mind off of personal stuff you're dealing with. I don't know if that makes sense to you. And I don't know if this is resonating with you, but I think it's really important for us to, you know, do a good job of balancing. Like this morning, I already hit the sauna for 40 minutes. I was in the sauna for 40 minutes. I worked out for an hour. All right. I think it's really important. I've already taken some of my nutrition. We're going to be eating lunch soon, right? We're going to eat lunch with the kids. You know, we have dinner with the kids. Like, we always do a good job of juggling it all. You know, a lot of experts are like, you shouldn't use the word balance. And I'm like, okay, well, I don't know what you call it, but I call it balancing, right? I call it balancing, you know, fitness, family, finances, right? I'm balancing working my business and being there to support my team, you know, all the things that are most important. It's really a matter of prioritizing, right? You've got to prioritize. Oh, baby, you just did a little cameo there. Oh, stay positive through adversity. That's it. 150 new people every month. Give lots of love. That's good. Monica, great. Now, the key is to also ask 5 people a day if they're open to taking a look at your products or opportunity. 5 people every day, if I were you. Michelle says, and each of those new friends has over 300 friends of their own now seeing your post. Woohoo. Yeah, that's true. Well, potentially. They're not necessarily, their friends aren't going to necessarily see your post if they're not your friend. But maybe if you get them to do a referral post. What's the most important thing when getting them started? I try to get new people to do 3 things, Lacey. This is a great question. I get them to do their public launch post. Could be the spoon post, curiosity post, some type of public announcement, a live video, something public. Second thing that I think is really important is getting them to add people to the ATM groups, getting them to prospect, reach out to people, having conversations about the products or business. The third thing, group chats. The sooner they introduce me to humans, the sooner I can help them make money. Those 3 things. Where do you find new Facebook friends that would relate to this aspect? I'm not sure what you mean by relate to this aspect, but as far as finding new Facebook friends, let me ask you a question. What are 5 things you're into, right? Hobbies, interests. What are 5 things you're into? Write those down. Now go join Facebook groups that pertain to those things. Like maybe you're really into Game of Thrones. Go join some Game of Thrones groups. Maybe you're really into Disney. Go join some Disney groups. Maybe you have a little cockapoo. Where's Toby, by the way? Right? Maybe you have a specific dog. Go join some groups like cockapoo groups. I can go join a bunch of cockapoo groups because I got a cockapoo, right? And I go in there and I do a picture of me and Toby and, talk about Toby and, how excited we are to be in the group. Like you want to introduce yourself. When you join a new group, introduce yourself. Post a selfie, a picture, whatever. I think that's always really powerful. Bless you, baby. It is true. I have doing the talking all alone because my upline is not active. Find someone either above your upline, like further up in your upline that's available to help you, or you could talk to your sideline. Find some people in your sideline. You guys can do group chats together so you can help one another. That's what I get scared about, reaching out and asking people if they're open. Why are you scared? What are you scared of? It's a good question. What are you scared of? Remember, it's not about you. Remember, it's not about you. Thank God somebody had the courage to prospect me 15 years ago, 18 years ago, and introduce me to network marketing. Thank God somebody was courageous enough to ask me, even though I might have said no, I might have laughed in his face. But Mike Callahan, that's the guy that got me into network marketing 18 years ago. He brought me to a meeting, because they used to say, if you want him to show up, pick him up. If you want him to show up, pick him up. So he picked me up, brought me to the meeting. We sat in the front row. And I remember he's, raising his hand, laughing at the jokes, leaning forward, all these things that I found out later he was trained to do because he'd already heard that presentation dozens of times, already heard those jokes dozens of times. But anyway, I digress. It's not about you. Like instead of being afraid that they'll say no or reject you, be excited that they might say yes. Like what if instead of them saying no, I'm not interested, what if they say yes? And this opportunity changes their life. Like you have a miracle in your mouth and people are on their knees every night praying for an opportunity. Now, you don't know if it's the people you're talking to today or it's the people you're talking to tomorrow. But there's people out there that are in a bad financial place. Their business is shut down right now because of COVID, or they lost their job because of what's going on, because of the pandemic, or maybe they're just afraid to go to work. Maybe they work in the city and like they don't want to be working in a city right now because there's chaos in some of these cities across America, right? And across the world. Like people right now, people are looking for a home business more so now than ever before. Will you consider doing a 90 game plan for the public at least once a year? I mean, that's what we have the 90-day trackers for. So that would really help you. So you could do your own 90-day run whenever you want. Hope that helps. Any book that you suggest to read besides GoPro? Alessandro, great question. If you go to mylifestyleacademy.com, mylifestyleacademy.com/resources, we have some of the best books that we recommend. Right, Nadia? Mm-hmm. That's right, Monica. It's not about you. My problem is 6 to 8 hour time difference. I have fantastic leadership. I so far away. How can I connect and stay plugged in? Well, Donna, here's the good news. If you're doing group chats on Facebook Messenger, it doesn't matter if people respond right away or they respond to 6 to 8 hours later. Like I have teams in Australia, New Zealand, Europe. They'll put me in group chats and I might not respond until, 24 hours later, 48 hours later, 5 hours later. Like that's the power of group messages on Facebook Messenger. You don't need everybody to be available at the same time. Does that make sense? I mean, that's the beauty of our business, right? That you can build this global business from your phone. It doesn't matter if people live in different time zones, different parts of the world. Have a love mindset. That's right. Lean into fear and it becomes like a feather bed. I like that. Okay. Scared of people being turned off by my approach and getting annoyed. I get it. I understand. But here's the thing. Don't approach people in an annoying way. Does that make sense? You can say, and I wish I knew this person's name. If you actually go to the link, it's only in groups, right?
Yeah. When
you go live in a group, StreamYard doesn't show the name unless you click the link at the top, giving permission. It's like this really weird thing, but Facebook user, if you use the approach that we teach, right? You're just asking, hey, look, if you're open, I'd love to share something with you that I'm really excited about. Here's why. If not, no big deal. Tell people why you're doing it, why you're excited about the product, why you're excited about the business.
Hi, buddy.
All right, Toby just came to say hi. Remember I talked about my cockapoo? Ooh, there he is. Toby, say hi, buddy. Say hi, buddy. This is my baby. So I'm actually in some cockapoo groups, but I don't really engage in there too much. But if you wanted to meet new people, what are you into, right? You have a favorite sports team? Go join some groups for that sports team. I've never had a group chat except for with you. Do you teach this in your academy? Yeah, sure. We do teach this, but listen, it's just like a 3-way call. Hey, Cheryl, I just added you to some of our groups so you can learn more about the products and opportunity. Really excited for you to check out the videos that I'm going to tag you in once you accept the invite to the group. Super stoked for you. And tomorrow, I'm going to follow up with you and introduce you to some of the people we work with. You're going to be blown away by the videos and the groups, but I'm also really excited for you to meet some of the people that we're in business with. And I'm excited to have you meet them and they can answer some of your questions getting started. And then the next day when I set up the group chat, right, I'm edifying, just like on a 3-way call, I'm edifying the 2 or 3 people I introduced them to, 2 or 3 other distributors, leaders. It could be upline, sideline, it doesn't matter, but you're getting them plugged into a chat. You're adding 2 or 3 upline leaders, sideline, whatever. And you're just doing a little introduction, just like you would on a 3-way call. It's literally the exact same thing. It's just in a chat. So everybody can take their time to respond when they want to, when they're ready. And actually, that was a really good question, Cheryl. Send an email to support@mylifestyleacademy.com, support@mylifestyleacademy.com, and we'll give you access to our video and branding academy. Ima, you won the 90-day tracker. You won the 90-day tracker. So send an email to our support team as well. Ashley, he is very cute, but he's actually not a puppy anymore. He's 2 years old now. Can you believe it? Although we still call him a puppy. So, it's best to focus on one product when you have a large catalog of products. Yeah, I think so, Marco. I think I would focus on, a few hero products. I talked about this the other day that I think when you have a lot of products, you should probably pick 2 or 3 to focus on in the beginning. Facebook user is Lindsay Blair. Okay, cool. What up, Lindsay? Do you recommend to go direct with them and tell them that the business is in the MLM industry? Obviously, break after break. I should have mentioned it in the beginning. I mean, because a lot of people are kind of scared to our industry. Great question. I mean, I don't really talk about, it being, I don't teach people to talk about it being in the MLM industry. But if someone asks, I'm just like, yeah, absolutely. It's multi-level marketing. I would never want to do single level marketing, right? I mean, here's the thing. The reason I love what we do and what we teach, because people can technically make money just promoting the products. They don't have to build a team, right? So they don't have to be a part of the MLM. They could just market the products and make money that way. But I don't get too caught up in, talking about the MLM industry. Now, I talk about that on my page, obviously because, we're trainers in the profession, but I don't get too caught up in talking about MLM. But if people want to address the elephant in the room, I'll confront it. I'll talk about it. And I don't think you should be afraid to talk about it, because it's actually one of the only industries right now that's growing, that's not taking a big hit because of the pandemic, right? That's right, Cheryl. My French Bulldog is almost 2 years old, and I still call him a puppy. Yeah, we do too. But then some people actually think he's a puppy, but he is full grown, believe it or not. I'm working with an old school network marketing company. You think to become successful, it depends on the company products you work with. Greetings from Germany. I think it's a factor. Just like I think your products are a factor, right? Do you have good products? Are your products expensive or are they affordable? I think the compensation plan's a factor. I think your system is a factor. How you launch new people is a factor. I mean, there's a lot of variables that make up a successful network marketing business. The company being old school, yes, that could be a challenge, but it could also be an opportunity, because you could be the one to pioneer this strategy. Like in our company, nobody was crushing it on social media. We were the ones that came into the company and said, listen, we got to stop saying the name of the company publicly. We got to create curiosity. We got to learn how to do attraction marketing. We need to teach people how to launch their business without being an infomercial. Like, we were the first ones to start teaching that and showing people that that was a better way to do things. And it worked. And then a bunch of other leaders on our team and on other teams started implementing because they saw the results we were creating. We didn't say, hey guys, you need to change the way you're doing things. We just went out there and did it, right? We went out there and made things happen and showed people and led by example. How do you answer the objection of, yes, I would like to know more, as long as it's not network marketing? Be like, oh, that's such a bummer, Sonny, because this is network marketing. Did you have a bad experience? Did you have a bad experience in a network marketing company? What happened? Because I've had bad experiences in network marketing as well. So I can relate to you. You see what I did there? I'm always relating to my prospect. I'm always asking questions to get them talking. Because what if they were like, oh yeah, I was in this company called Amway and it was a cult, this happened and that happened. I mean, I don't know. I mean, people have had experiences like that in Amway and other companies. So once I get them talking, I'm like, oh, we're nothing like that. We're nothing like that. You get it? Like, I totally get it. I've had similar experiences. It was brutal. How do you mean marketing the products without growing the business, John? How do you mean marketing the product? Meaning you can make money selling the products without building a team. Does that make sense, Vera? Technically, you should be able to make a living and earn an income in your network marketing company without having to recruit and build a team. All right, I'm going to answer one more question. I'll do one more giveaway. Smash the heart button if this has helped you. Did you guys like this Q&A conversation? This help? Hopefully it did. That's right. Don't get defensive. Exactly, Christine. You always want to remain postured. Keep your composure, like I talked about earlier. You don't want to allow a negative question or negative experiences, interactions to impact how you respond. Michelle says, love your insights. Oh, thank you. What do you say to people when they say it's too expensive to join or buy? Do you have a training on most common objection handling? Actually, in the 90-day tracker, we go over objection handling, Sherry. If you guys want the tracker, you just go to mylifestyleacademy.com/tracker. All right, Jen Acosta. Oops. Jen Acosta, you are the winner of the Video and Branding Academy. If you already have it, Jen, because I don't know if you do, you could use it as a giveaway to your team. Or if you don't have it, then you have access to our Video and Branding Academy. Send an email to support@mylifestyleacademy.com. I love you, John. One, I will invite you to Africa to come and train us. Awesome. How do you organize new contacts? I actually don't organize new contacts. I only keep track of people I ATM. That's what I do. But you could have like a notebook and just write down all your new Facebook friends. You can even create lists. Did you know this on Facebook? You can create lists so that you can categorize every Facebook friend. I don't know if you knew that or not, but it's bad A. Always such good training, says Cheryl. I just ordered the tracker, says Shane. Tracker is brilliant, says Sunny. There was a question that I was going to answer, and then I got distracted. Okay. Donna, you're going to win some cash. So we're going to send you some cash. So send an email to support@mylifestyleacademy.com. Include your PayPal, and we shoot you some cashola. So Donna says, what do you say to people when they say it's too expensive to join or buy? There's a couple things you can do. First of all, it's a matter of value. They don't want to spend money and it not work. And I understand. So I tell them there's a money back guarantee on empty bottles. I don't know if you have that in your company, but I think a money back guarantee is good to mention. You could also ask them how much money they do have. It's a good question. Like when someone says, oh, I can't get started with that $400 pack. Like, okay, well, how much money do you have? Like, oh, I only have $200. Perfect. You could get started with a $200 investment, right? We actually have a kit. You can get started with $200. So would that help you? And you could even confront the objection and say, listen, if you had the money, would you get started? Like, is the money the reason you're not getting started, or is it something else? Maybe it's just something you're not interested in. If that's the case, that's fine. But if it really is just the money, we can figure that out. You could sell something. You could borrow the money, right? You could also have them put up a referral post. You know, we have training on this on our blog, and it's look, referral posting is a great way to help someone get their business started or get discounts towards free products. I don't know if you have that in your company. I know we have a lot of people on here from different companies. In our company, we actually have a rewards program where we reward people for referring the product to other people, right? So they actually get a discount towards future orders, kind of like Uber, right? Where you refer your Uber referral link. And if someone uses your referral link to use Uber, then you get a credit towards your next ride or whatever. So you could use that if your company has that. If they don't have that, then you could create that on your own. You could incentivize people to post on their wall on your behalf. And if anyone orders, then you could give them credits towards free product to help them discount the product that they say is too expensive. The only reason they're saying it's too expensive, it's a matter of value. They don't see the value in buying your product. They don't see the value in getting started in the business. They're worried about getting their hopes up and having it not work. Does that make sense? You guys appreciating this conversation? I love doing Q&A. I should just do Q&A more often because I just love doing Q&A. Smash the heart button if you got some value from this conversation. And look, I always struggled with this. Early in my career, when I first got started in network marketing, most of my friends were broke. So it was really tough. So I had to get really creative. Like I remember at one point, I would tell people they could schedule a home meeting. I would come do their presentation. And if they signed up 5 people, I would pay their $500 to join. So what would happen is we'd get them to do the meeting and 3 people would sign up and they would find the money. Isn't that interesting? They would find the money. Why? Because they saw the value in getting started. Or they would sign up 5 or more people and I'd happily pay their $500 because they already introduced all these other people. How can I motivate people already giving up in their business? Please help. You know, it's really tough because it's hard to motivate the unmotivated. Like I'm not going to beg or convince somebody. I'm just going to go build new teams and show people what's possible. I mean, you could do your best to try to motivate them. You could run a campaign or do some type of incentive, you know, do a contest or something to help them get excited. But at the end of the day, there's only so much you can do. There's only so much you can do. And the best way to motivate a team is go build a new team. Go lead by example. Go show people that other people are winning. And if someone is serious and they're remotely excited about the business, how could they not get inspired when they see other people crushing it? How could they not get motivated if they see other people creating results? Right? You make it sound so easy, says Jessica. I've been doing this for almost 19 years. I've been doing this for a long time. And that's the thing. Back when I first got started, I used to say the same thing, Jessica. I used to see people on stage and be like, dude, I can never talk like that. I can never speak like that. I'd be so scared to talk in front of that many people. I don't know how they do it. They're dressed so sharp and they're so well spoken. It used to freak me out. And now all the time I get people telling me how, I'm such a good speaker, trainer, all these things, but that builds up my confidence to keep doing it. So back when I first started taking action, right, that's what happens. You start taking action, you start doing the do, having conversations, working on yourself. You start to create some results, even if they're minuscule. They're the tiniest result. You start to you're just making deposits, right, into your social equity, into your credibility, into your confidence, into your posture, into your belief, right? We all have that belief mechanism in our brains, right? And it's like, we got to keep pouring into it. We got to keep depositing every day, all the time. So I talked about this the other day when you guys talk about motivated people or unmotivated people. I said I was going to do one more question, but I'm just excited. You guys keep commenting. So it's a really good conversation to have. There's 4 types of people. You've got the unmotivated, you've got the motivatable, you've got the motivated, and you've got the motivators. The unmotivated, the motivatable, meaning you could get them motivated. You've got the people that are motivated, then you got motivators. I like to believe I'm a motivator. All right. But at one point, I was just motivatable, and then I was motivated, and then I was a motivator. Right. So you can develop that skill, but I promise you, a lot of this has to do with action, belief, purpose. Remember why you got started. Like in those early years, I was so determined to move out of my parents' house. I was so determined to make a lot of money. And I didn't even know why, but I knew I didn't want to have a life of mediocrity. I knew I didn't want to go to school and get a degree and work a job. Like that sounded horrible to me. I knew I wanted more out of life. So those were like the early days. That was my motivation. Proving people wrong, man, that still fires me up today. I can't think of anything that fires me up more than someone talking smack, than someone, you know what I'm saying, chirping. It's a motivation. It's a huge motivation for me. So why are you doing this business? Remember why you got started. See, the reason most people quit, they don't have a burning desire. They don't have purpose. I talked about this in my training. I think it was last week. There was this guy talking about how, they interviewed all these successful salespeople, and they found that the top 7 salespeople, the one common denominator was purpose. That's why they were crushing it, because they had purpose. That was the one thing they all had in common. Yeah, consistency, strong work ethic, great communicators, all that other stuff that I'm sure you would assume people have in common. But the one thing that they actually all had in common was purpose. Why they do what they do. Jennifer, that's awesome. She's sharing it on her team page so she can watch the replay. Sounds good. How do you know it's the right time for you to move on from another company or just stay in your current company? Joseph, that's a tough question, man. It's too hard to answer that. I think you got to pray about it. I think you got to really ask yourself, like, what's missing? And is there a way to get what you're missing out of your current company? If not, then maybe it's time to start at least weighing your options and looking around. But that's a heavy question. There's so many variables. There's so many variables. Like I left the company that I built for 7 years, and that was the hardest thing I ever had to do. That was hard. That was real hard, but I knew I wasn't happy, and I knew my people weren't winning. And I just couldn't continue to build a business that I didn't truly believe in. I couldn't continue to look people in the eye and say, this is a viable opportunity. And I wasn't there for 7 weeks or 7 months. It was 7 years. It was 7 years of watching people fail. And I'm like, no, I can't do it. I cannot look people in the eye and say, you should do this, knowing they're going to fail, knowing it's not going to work. Nicola, I like that. ABC, action, belief, and commitment. That's it. EJ says, I love this. Cheryl says, chirper motivation. There's nothing better than proving people wrong. There's nothing better. Sonny, I actually didn't know that. You could hover over the friend button and you have an option. Oh, I always click on it, but I guess that's probably the same difference. Click on the, like the type of friend that it is or whatever. All right, I think that's it. Oh, one more. This is the last one, I swear. What do you do if you sign up people in your team and they are barely doing nothing? If they're barely doing anything, have a conversation with them. Let them know that you're there to support them, ask them what their goals are, but there's only so much you can do. Like, I'm not going to chase people. I'm not a babysitter, neither are you. I'm not a psychologist, right? Like, you can only do so much, like I said. I mean, if they're not doing anything, maybe it's just not for them. Maybe the desire's not there. The belief isn't there. Maybe they got a lot going on in their life. What are their goals? Sometimes people have very small goals. They just want to make a few $100s. There's only so much you can do with someone that just wants to make a few $100s. But if someone's like, dude, I want to make a full-time income, and they want to be held accountable, that's someone you should stay in touch with. But they got to do the work. Like, are they introducing you to people? Are they putting out some curiosity posts? Are they ATMing people, right? They're not exposing people to the business or products. They're not going to get results, plain and simple. Anyway, guys, I appreciate you. I love doing these trainings on Money Monday. Let me know what other topics you'd like me to cover for Money Monday. Next Monday, we'll go live 12 p.m. Eastern, just like we do every single week. Smash the heart button if you got some value. Those of you that are sharing and commenting, we appreciate you. Congratulations to the winners. I know we gave away our ATM Business Academy, our Video and Branding Academy. We gave away some 90-day trackers and some cash. So I appreciate you guys. I think you're amazing, especially those of you that stayed till the very end. I don't know how you can watch me talk for this long, but hopefully you got some tips, some golden nuggets, some insights, some value that can help you go out there and crush it in your business so you can create the best financial year, the best financial month you've ever had, and make it a great day, y'all. We'll talk soon. See you next Monday. Peace.